Advanced training begins with camp preparation. Students are required to set up sleeping systems consisting of a hammock and waterproof basher. This will be home for their first night at survival camp. Meals and coffee around the campfire give students an opportunity to reflect on the skills they learn. There is plenty of time to relax throughout the course. The first skill to master is lighting a fire using a fire steel. It takes practice to perfect and is a skill that can mean the difference between life and death. Plenty of time is spent on the art of friction fire lighting. The goal of the exercise is for all students to create an ember with a fire bow. This is not as easy as it looks and require a vital combination of choosing the right fire set and applying the correct technique to succeed. Once an ember has been created, the next challenge is to blow the ember, placed in a tinder bundle, into flame.
Awesome! Me make fire.
Yes.
Cool!
Digging a hole for a solar still is necessary in an area where easier methods are not possible. It is hard work that burns a lot of precious energy, but if this is your only choice, it can save your life.
Plastic kleurpypies werk nogal goed. Hierdie is net nogal redelik son-resistant.
It is important to seal the sides of your solar still so that it is airtight, trapping hot air inside. This allows for the moisture inside the solar still to condensate on the plastic sheet as the hot, moist air rises. Drops of clean drinkable water collect on the sheet and roll down into the container at the base of your solar still. Collecting water from a river or stream allows you to take advantage of the flow of the river that acts as a natural filter. Putting your container under the surface means that you collect water that has been filtered through rocks upstream and give you the best chance of collecting water without large floating particles. You will still have to purify the water by boiling or adding chemical purification tablets.
Wat jy dan sal doen is jy submerge hom in die stroom in, maar onder die water. En hou hom maar 'n rukkie daar om die kante sal die meeste van die sediment en staf sal afspoel. Okay, afhangende van hoe vinnig jy water vloei. Nou daai is redelik diep genoeg en die water vloei okay om water te kry hier. En daai water is redelik skoon as ou dit so doen. Okay. So daai is perfectly cool. En 'n ou kan heel waarskynlik hierdie water drink net soos wat dit is uit die rivier uit. Alhoewel ons altyd wou en sê daar is 'n moontlikheid dat daar bakterieë goed in kan wees. Veral in 'n area waar dit opgebou is vir die simpel rede dat 'n skaap of 'n dier of 'n ding kan in 'n water source inval, redelik ver boontoe. En as daai dier vrot en so en dit kom af in die rivier, is dit allerlei bakterieë en staf wat inkom. En ook in water wat redelik stil staan op area, hierdie vloei daarom okay, maar as daar so op stilstaande poele kry jy allerlei parasiete en goeters wat groei wat regtig in 'n long term vir jou moeilikheid kan veroorsaak. Hoe effektief is dit? Belangrikste maniere hoe om actually vir jouself water.
Transpiration bags is the easiest and most efficient way of creating drinkable water without wasting a lot of energy. By setting up only a few transpiration bags on trees provides you with water that is constantly being created without any effort at all.
Die meeste son gaan kry deur die dag. So obviously aan die noorde kant van die boom. Die son weet ons kom op in die ooste en hy gaan onder in die weste en die son bly die hele tyd aan die noordelike kant in die suidelike hemisfeer, okay? So met ander woorde, ons het die heeldag son aan hierdie kant van die boom. As jy nie seker is en jy kan nie regtig die son sien of so nie omdat dit 'n bietjie overcast is of iets gaan fout, dan kan jy kyk na die boom wat aan die meeste kant van die boom die meeste blare het. Die groenste blare en die meeste blare. En dis gewoonlik die kant wat die meeste son kry. Okay. So wat ons gaan doen is ons het 'n plastiese sak en jou enigste doel is om basies blare te vat en soveel moontlik van 'n tak se blare in een sak in te kry. Of jy kan twee. Nou is met 'n transpiration bag.
Once your transpiration bag has been placed over the leaves on a tree, you will have to seal the opening of the bag to make it airtight. This traps heat and moisture inside the bag, which in turn creates life-saving water.
Jy wil nie hier al moet gaps wees waar die hitte kan escape nie. So jy wil jou paracord vat en jy wil dit om hierdie sak vasmaak op die takke van die boom en jy wil dit so styf moontlik trek. Nou die maklikste manier om dit reg te kry is om dood eenvoudige lissie aan die een kant van 'n tou te maak of van jou paracord te maak, jou paracord deur die lissie te trek en dit gee jou leverage om actually 'n redelike stewige en 'n stywe knoop hier aan te kry.
The last step in this easy setup of a transpiration bag is to bend the branch down so that the bottom corner of the transpiration bag is at a downwards angle. This allows all the moisture inside the bag to follow the law of gravity and collect at the lowest point in the corner of the transpiration bag.
Jy kan dit drink net soos wat dit is. So ons gaan later terugkom en kom kyk hoe werk die transpiration bag. Nou een ander punt is wat nogal redelik belangrik is om actually jou paracord te vat en dit aan 'n stokkie of aan 'n klip of aan 'n ding vas te maak en om jou sak af te trek onder toe, laat gravitasie die werk doen om die water te collect. So jy wil basies jou tak teen daai angle hê sodat al die water kan afbeweeg onder toe.
A Dakota fire hole is a fire pit that has been dug into the ground. This sort of fire is used in areas where you need a sufficient fire for cooking without burning a lot of fuel. A Dakota fire hole is also used when you want to make a fire that is not visible above ground.
A little hammer.
But now, in all fairness, if
om die karabiner en laat dit dan hang.
Using a carabiner on paracord is an efficient way of getting down steep ground or cliffs. The carabiner acts as a brake on the line, giving you control in your ascent, and it also provides a convenient handle. Gripping thin paracord with your hands when trying to abseil down a mountain will leave you with some nasty road burns.
Jy het 'n handvatsel om aan vas te hou, wat actually baie gemakliker is en wat jou baie meer stabiliteit gee as wat paracord in jou hand. Jy sal dit nie so kan hou nie. Om pyle mee te skiet. Nou jy kan pyle opsit.
A carabiner can also be used as an improvised bow by tying a length of surgical tubing to the carabiner and shooting an arrow. This carabiner bow is very accurate and may just provide a way to get a meal on the fire. A small traps kit may just come in handy in a survival situation. You should include snares, a fishing kit, a length of paracord and also safety pins to make a gorge hook. Wild bird seed will attract animals to your trap.
Tension is op en hy val instantly. Nou hoe ons hom actually opset.
Knowing how to make and set up a deadfall trap like this North American peyote deadfall provides a way to trap small animals. It is a simple trap to carve and can be made in just a few minutes. You will have to practice setting up the trap alone, as it can be a bit tricky with only two hands.
Ouens, nou julle sal sien wat ek gedoen het is ek het die stokkie oorgewedge met sy agterkant in. So hy het een revolusie wat hy moet doen om uit te gaan. So hy gaan definitief net uitgespin word. So is 'n baie vinnige quick release trap. Die gewone manier hoe hulle actually die meeste van die boeke demonstreer is om hierdie ouetjie te vat en om hom 2 keer om te sit. Dit beteken hy moet 2 revolusies maak om te kom. Plus as hy omgaan is daar 'n groot kans dat hy daar met 'n knoop kan haak. Okay. So jy probeer om hom so eenvoudig moontlik te maak. So jy maak hom dat hy 'n vinnige quick regulisme het en dis nogal belangrik.
Dit sal seker help as 'n ou daai lang stokkie wat jy nou aanvat. Miskien ook net 'n notchie insny dat hy net nie wel jy wil ook nie hê hy moet te veel grip nie.
Ja,
as jy gewig bereid is dan hou hy nog op.
Jy sien as jy nou baie gewig opsit, ek druk nou af op hierdie ouetjie. Dan gaan hy baie vinniger val.
just like amper.
In die boomstam maak hy hengse geraas met
A very important part of the advanced course is to participate in the practical skills involved. We encourage students to make their own traps, which will give them a first-hand experience on how to make these traps. It is also an ideal time to practice some carving techniques.
Dis 'n groot
During a shelter building session on the course, students get an opportunity to make an emergency shelter as well as a bush shelter. Here the guys are creating a series of lean-to shelters using different materials.
Then hammocks on top of it. Then bloomin' sleeping mattresses on top of that. Yeah, 5-star basher this.
Not getting cold again.
Nah.
Awesome.
And then we should try and take the dung and see if it likes.
Die agtersteen.
Building a tripod for a signal fire is essential in getting ready to signal any rescue party that might show up. This is a very important aspect of survival, as getting rescued is your primary objective.
Ek weet nie. Ek het gedink in plaas van 'n Labrador, so jy het van 'n Staffy of 'n
Trenti, dit ons weer eendag.
Making a primitive torch to light your signal fire in an instant is vital. This will help to light your signal fire fast enough before a rescue party has passed by.
Van die heel eerste prioriteite is waarna jy moet dink, en dit is rescue. As jy daaraan dink jy is in 'n situasie waar jy actually gerescue moet word of waar jy in 'n survival situasie is, jou heel eerste prioriteit is om gereed te wees om so groot moontlik te vertoon, jou campsite, jouself, deur rook signals, whatever jy wil doen, om 'n goeie kans te gee vir rescue as daar actually 'n vliegtuig of 'n helikopter of 'n ding oorkom. Okay. So wat jy rook is. Die ding sal op sy eie in elk geval verskriklik baie rook, maar wat jy ook wil doen is en dit is nogal redelik belangrik, is om nie te dig te staf nie. Hy's eintlik 'n bietjie dig gestaf op die oomblik. So as jy jou takke in het, dan gaan jy stokke vat, droë stokke, en jy gaan fisies gate in die goed indruk. Okay, ons moet 'n redelike diepte kry tot omtrent so bors.
The effect of extreme cold can play a very important role in your survival strategy. Students are encouraged to get into cold water when the temperatures drop in the afternoon. This allows the students to get first-hand experience on how extreme cold can affect your body and coordination. This is an exercise where students have the choice to participate and do not have to if they feel uncomfortable.
Boys, 1, 2, 3.
For some the exercise is too much and students are free to opt out at any stage. After all, it was ridiculously cold and I felt it too. This task takes determination and courage to complete.
Actually ook begin. Dis 'n extremity en dit is waar die bloed ook redelik vlak begin gaan. So ek bietjie begin en op hierdie stadium gaan jy redelik begin goosebumps en shiverings rondom begin kry. Trend so 8, 9.
Ek dink 5.
Ek dink dis so koud.
Every 5 minutes, students perform a coordination check in the water, where they close and open their fists and check the drop in speed. They also touch each of their fingertips on their thumbs to make sure they still have function in their hands.
Laat hou jou bors en alles toe, is nie so baie.
Vital organs.
Ja.
Belangrikste.
Kyk as jy kan uitklim en daar's 'n ligte briesie nê.
Ja.
Before we get out, we must go underwater again. Like one more time, just before we get out. Yeah.
We can actually just for the shock factor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like shock factor. Hongerpyn is nie.
15 minute.
After 15 minutes in the freezing cold water, it is time for a final submerge before getting out and into dry clothes.
Let's go.
Okay.
As always, there is a reward at the end of hardship. A campfire quickly warms the students up and spirits are high after the sense of achievement.
Solar ovens, ja.
Ja, het 'n ander een gehad wat Marius gebring het, dit so. Hy's langwerpig so. Jy moet
Using charcloth to make fire is an ancient and almost forgotten skill. Students learn firsthand how to make this precious resource that has created fire for ancient civilizations for centuries.
Cool.
Striking a small spark onto charcloth creates a very hot
it.
ember that can easily be
enough.
blown into flames
just
in a
blow it.
tinder bundle.
Yes.
Is dit like oulik?
Sal hy so in vlam verander?
Jy moet hom in 'n tinderbundel
Oor
sit.
sy moed. En
Yes.
but wow, that's incredible.
One shot and it actually took, eh?
Yeah, you just need one small little spark to fall on that.
Yeah.
That is brilliant charcloth actually.
No, don't chuck it into our frickin'
Kyk die moral van die storie.
wow, okay, I'll sit back. Yes. Out of nowhere. Yes, I've got a couple of contacts and you know.
After a day of learning new survival skills, students relax around the campfire, exchanging stories of experiences and adventure.
Ja, is nie, nou is ek daar.
Het jy slange hier op die plaas al gehad?
Ja, rinkalse. Baie.
Jy sal vanaand op jou eie.
Hierdie tyd van die jaar is daar nie 'n probleem met
Late into the night, after hours around the campfire, students retreat to their shelters that have been built during the day. The campfire provides welcome heat and captures the spirit of adventure in Africa.
sien van hierdie aerial fire by gras kom.
Jy sien 'n move uit daar uit.
Lyk hulle soos aardwurms wat hier oor die gras sit.
En die coolste ding van alles is, ek het nie meer nodig om te soek vir my boots nie. Hulle is hier. Maar ek dink ek gaan eers pee voor ek warm word. Voordat ek weer dieselfde fout maak.
The morning dawns on the last day at survival school. It is time to check traps that has been set during the course. It is also time to see how the solar still and transpiration bags created water.
No, we're actually a really nice group.
No, but I mean,
Opening a well-built solar still is delicate work. It is important to try and keep dirt out of the fresh drinking water that collected on the bottom of the solar still.
Vlieg
gat in het.
ja.
Gaan lekker koud wees. Dis nie ja.
Luister, dis die eerste in die naweek. Okay.
Nou, go.
Go for it.
The water collected from the solar still in one day is ice cold, and students get to taste the rewards for their
Nice.
efforts.
Tastes like sand. But it's nice. It's
Awesome.
actually nice. You're gonna try.
Cracking the ice on the ground is part of early morning checks on traps in the winter. Traps should be checked at least 3 times a day to ensure that predators don't benefit from the effort that you have put into your traps and snares. It is a student's responsibility to make sure they know exactly where they have set traps and to make sure that these are removed when you leave a wilderness area. Students remove their traps to leave the area free of dangers for animals that have to live here when we're gone. Some snares are so well hidden that it takes a trained eye to locate it again in the camouflaged leaves. This is an ideal trap for rabbits and guinea fowl. Transpiration bags have a very high success rate in acquiring water considering the time and effort it takes to set up and also the size of the bag.
You got athlete's tongue or something.
I hope that you lost your sense of smell already.
That's not bad going for one day.
Not even a full day.
After the bag has been carefully removed from the tree to capture any remaining water, it should be filtered to get rid of all the large particles in the water.
Chocolate leaves are brown.
Quite a bit, eh?
Ja, is wel iets.
Can remove that.
After filtering the water through a piece of cloth, the particles stay behind. The water filtered in your container is now safe to
Dis
drink.
redelik skoon.
It's quite a bit, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, you got like 6 or 7 of these set up. 6 or 7 of these set up. That's a liter right there.
And that's
Students
within
get
a
to
day.
literally taste their
Hier is omtrent
reward in the form of clean,
150
safe,
ml.
and
Mil ten
ice-cold
minstens,
water.
ja.
Although it had a
Gewoonlik
bit
kry
of
ou
a
so
agreeable
200,
green tea
250 ml uit
taste.
die waterbag uit as hy goed werk. As hy hele dag uit is. Ons het hom eers later gister opgesit.
Dis koud ook. Jy weet, dis wat ons vroeër vir
Kom Inkie.
It has been a morning filled with realization that surviving in the wilderness is possible after all. Students walk back into camp for the last time. After a course photo session, students leave the course with the knowledge that they have what it takes to survive. These guys have completed the advanced survival course. Over the past 2 days, they have learned survival skills and acquired a level of experience that makes them survivors.
So you say you started your own business?